Hey guys, Brian here at English Mountain Outdoors. Gonna try to make some pine pitch glue. I've never tried it before, so I'm just kind of going by what I've read and seen online. Gonna give it a shot. Doesn't look that complicated. Thought I'd let you watch me go on my first try. If anybody's got suggestions, let me know. Like I said, this is my first try, so I'm gonna get a fire going, get the camera set up, get some decent angles on it, and see how it goes. Give me just a minute. Okay, so I got my fire ready. I'm gonna get got a coffee can. I'm gonna boil the water in, and I'll actually use this little pan for the pine sap. Just a double boiler. I do know if I was to just put the pine resin in a pan and set it on the fire, more than likely it's just gonna catch it on fire. Stuff's super flammable. Once it hits that ignition, I ain't gonna be able to do nothing with it. So double boiling. Done it a lot with wax, so I'm gonna have to filter this a little bit. There's some junk in it, but I'm gonna get I've got a bunch of charcoal, one of the ingredients that I saw for a recipe. I'm gonna get my water on while it's boiling. I'll crush up that to a fine powder to mix in once I get the sap melted down. So I'm going to take a few more minutes and get the water on and get set up and get started. So bear with me. Okay, so I think my water is getting probably hot enough to start melting some of the sap down. I took the charcoal I had, crushed it up into a real fine powder. I'm not sure what the ratios are, but I'm just going to kind of play with it and see what happens. I'm not making a whole lot anyway. I'm going to make enough to put some in this tin. This, I think I paid $1 for it at the dollar store. It's a sink strainer actually, but it works great for sifting out stuff like that. I'm also going to use it. I bought a 5-pack of them, I think. I'll pour my sap down through here to kind of filter out the junk once I get done. And this has seen better days, but I'm going to try to get all my sap melted down in this. And I'll be back. Alright, so I got the pine resin. It's starting to melt down a little bit. I will let it get good and melted and try to clean some of the junk out of it and start mixing this up. I'm kind of anxious to get to it. I don't know what's going to happen. I may screw it up, but we'll see. Be fun. Well, it's taking it a little longer to melt that sap down than I thought it would, so I'm going to kill the camera for a little bit and give it some more cooking time, see what happens here. I'll be back. Alright, so it looks like I'm pretty good shape here. I got very little debris in it. There was a few chunks of this and that I managed to pull out, but there's nothing really big in there now, so I'm not going to worry about pouring it through a strainer. I'm not sure that it matters on the glue. And I'll mix in the powder with it, and I'm going to pour it into that tin there once I get it all mixed. So let's get right to it. Seems to be mixing up nice. I'm going to add a little more of the charcoal to it. If anybody's got suggestions on a better way to do this, I'm all ears. Like I said, this is my first try. Just been kind of anxious to do it, and I managed to find a big load of pine sap the other day, and I figured that was the perfect opportunity to try to figure it out. I'm sure I'm either doing something completely wrong or doing it the hard way or something. So I'm all ears for suggestions. I'm not entirely sure how thick it should be. I'm thinking it should be a little thicker than that. But I don't know what it's going to do once it dries and hardens a little. I think I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my charcoal to it. All right, that's looking pretty good actually, I think. As it cools down a little, it's really starting to thicken up good. Now, I imagine it goes without saying that whatever you want to use to make this stuff should probably be dedicated to making just this, because I don't see that coming clean anytime soon. But it's looking good. Like I said, as it's cooling, it's thickening up a little bit, so I may actually use some of it to make a drawing salve. Yeah, I think that's going to work really well. Alright, I'm going to shut the camera off and let this cool down some and keep mixing it. And I may just see about wrapping some around a stick rather than putting it in a tin. And if I've got a little left, I think I'm going to add, I've got a little beeswax with me. I'm going to melt in there and make a little bit of a salve. This reminds me of a salve that my grandmother used to use on me, digging splinters out. Alright, I will be back shortly. Alright, so this is kind of what I ended up with. Still a little warm, but it's cooling. And I decided I'm going to leave this wrapped around the stick. Wow, I think that'll be good stuff. I guess I'll have to figure out a use for it here to test it out. I do have a little bit of the stuff I cooked up left. I'm going to mix a little beeswax in it and try to make a salve. But this video was for the pine pitch glue, so I think I got it done. So I'm happy with that. And if anybody's got a suggestion, I'm sure open to listen to them. Kind of fun to do. Beautiful day out, so I figured I'd come out here and do something productive. But thanks for watching, and if you don't mind, share it, subscribe, like it. It's much appreciated, and I'll see you guys on the next video.